Welcome to Pride Against Prejudice, a Shadowrun 4th edition actual play podcast.
Hi, I'm Simon and I'm playing Huggy Bear.
Hi, I'm Al and I'll be playing Maverick.
Hi, I'm Jack and I play Toyga.
Hi, I'm Michael and I'll be playing Sunshine.
And my name is Rhydian, I am the GM. If you would like any bonus content, a link to our living campaign map can be found in the show notes, along with a link to our Discord where you can get occasional bonus episodes, and if you'd like to add locations to the map or just ask us questions, you're welcome to join us there. If you stick about for a few seconds at the end of the episode, we also have a question for you as well. The following content may contain themes and materials not suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Before we dive into the episode, here's some pay data on another one of the Shadowrun podcasts out there for you to listen to.
Good day, citizens of Chicago. This is Oakley Wildwood, your anchor at Gold Leaf News Network, bringing you the latest developments from the heart of the UCAS. And now for the news. The Chicago Containment Zone is witnessing a surge in kidnappings that has left the city on edge. Travel in groups for safety, folks. A good crew could be what gives you the edge to make it to your next paycheck. The streets are witnessing a spike in vehicle thefts and carjackings, leaving everything from jackrabbits to delivery trucks as smoldering, bullet-ridden scrap heaps. Lone Star PD advises secure private parking whenever possible. But in Chicago, even the safest of places can become a battleground. On a more hopeful note, the ghoul communities of Cabrini Green are uniting, driven by a hunger for justice. Vigilantes targeting infected citizens have been escalating tensions, promising violence if they do not leave the city. Those sympathetic to the ghoul cause have offered support by providing donations and offering security, though officials assure that they seek a non-violent resolution to the conflict. There's a lot going on in 2080's Chicago. Stay informed, stay safe, and stay with us by tuning in to Bug City Blues, a Shadowrun 6th World Edition actual play podcast, wherever fine podcasts are found. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Dr. Butler has left the team with a tall order on a short time window. It's time to talk, time to come up with some wild ideas, shake some trees, and talk to a few contacts. So Toyga's just been to sent him at the town hall meeting. He's not HMHVV positive as far as you can tell. You're just leaving. It's about 12 noon on the 24th of August 2072. The election is on the 30th. You have until early hours on the 29th, on the 30th, like midnight on the 29th, that kind of time to get this done. What are you doing, folks?
So, I was thinking, one way of doing this is to get a small drone like a dragonfly, modify it with... You can use dragonflies to apply sedatives and stuff. So it shouldn't be too much trouble to take one of those and reverse the syringe so it's drawing blood rather than
Delivering something into blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make it a lot easier to get a syringe onto somebody.
So then we could hit him in his sleep at one of his events.
Either in his sleep or at one of the event. In his sleep is tricky because his house will probably have anti-drone setups.
But he's also asleep.
But he's also asleep.
Which means that no one around him will probably be watching for flying drones sneaking up on him.
Toyga, you can turn things invisible, right?
I can indeed. Things, people.
Could you turn a drone invisible?
I think so. I've never tried anything that wasn't alive. If you got a drone I can practice on, I promise you'll probably get it back.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
You can, but you would have to overcome the drone's object resistance, basically being a highly processed object, there'll be some penalties because it's easier to cast things on things that are alive and therefore like interact with the manosphere, whereas machines, computers don't.
Okie dokie. Right, bring me a dough and I'm going to practice on it.
Right, will do. First of all, though, I will need to try and get myself a dragonfly, which shouldn't be too hard. They often sell them in swarms to the corpse, so getting hold of an old one shouldn't be too difficult.
What are you going to call the dragonfly? I've already got a Dalmelin.
Yeah, I'll have to come up with something. Some sort of poison. I'll need to work that out.
To the great big book of German fairy tales.
I have answered my own question. The guy's house is in... Is that still Long Beach? Is that not Long Beach at that point?
It's in an area called Bell Harbour, which is...
Extends west from Long Beach.
It extends west from Long Beach. It's still part of Queens, despite kind of being a bit more south of Brooklyn.
And despite being on the other side of a body of water from most of the rest of New York.
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing's an island, so...
So, he lives in a double A area.
But he lives in a double A area that is right next to a D area.
2 D areas on that side.
Which makes sneaking the drone in significantly easier. Well, I'll make it my first objective to try and buy that drone. I think I know someone I can get it from. Probably. Assuming that they're sober.
That's a worrying assumption.
Well, even if they're not sober, they probably know where the drone is. I put with drones.
You should start that as soon as possible because we are on a timescale here.
We
Not a
are...
very long one, and you do need to modify a
The
drone.
nicest time, I think, would have been when they visited the Seven Hills Medical Center, but I don't think I'll have it in time for that.
7 Hills. That's this
That's today.
evening, this afternoon.
Yeah.
Why do you think at the medical center?
Because that's going to be the lowest securities that they're going to be all day.
You were looking at acquiring a drone. Is Huggy attempting to acquire it? Are you sending a face or something like that?
Well, I was going to go to Lertzog and see if they had a dragonfly.
Remind me what Lertzog's place is like. It's a little while since we've been there.
Lertzog's place is an old underground parking garage underneath an old stuffer shack.
Yes, I remember now.
Basically, they have filled the entire place with drones, bits of drones, and little projects that they're working on. The whole place, if you don't know Lertzog very well, can be a bit overwhelming. And everything is built to Lertzog's size, and Lertzog is a very tall, very thin orc.
Would you object to me coming with you to go visit Huggy? I mean, I do need to practice the spell on the drone as soon as you get it, so...
Alright, Lertzog isn't the most sociable of people, but if I warn them ahead of time that I might be bringing a friend, they might be okay with it.
If they have any objections, I'll just make myself invisible. They're not awakened, are they?
I'm going to object on principle to you trying to sneak past Lertzog.
I'm going to be sneaking
Lertzog
past
is
them.
my friend, and I'm not going to trick them.
Tell them that I'm there, but I didn't want to upset them, so I'm just see-through at the minute.
But if they say they don't want you coming, I'm not going to bring you.
Okay, I'll wait outside in the van then.
I'm going to ask them if they're okay with you coming along, and if they're not, then I'm not going to bring you because they're my friend.
Okie dokie. I will just wait in the van and... I don't know,
Wizards. Flexible with morality at best. At least you're not a mind mage.
I mean, not for lack of trying.
Right, yeah, I'll give Lertzog a call and ask if they think they have a dragonfly, and B, if they are okay with me bringing Tolga.
All right. Are you giving them a ring then?
Yeah, I'll give Lertzog a ring.
All right. So roll your connection with them.
Give me a second. I don't have the connection.
Sorry, your loyalty, I should say.
Yeah. Social.
As ever, it's just because I want an idea of how quickly they answer the phone. Because they might just be having that, complete hyperfocus, drops phone in mop bucket.
I only have loyalty to this laptop. Oh well. I thought it was higher. That's 0 hits.
That is, in fact, a critical glitch. So
That is
Let's Dog
oh god.
is, in fact, having complete hyperfocus and just drops their comlink in the mop bucket, and you're not able to get through to them.
Right. Okay. Where is my second?
You've not pissed them off. They're just
Yeah.
like this now. I work on this. Nothing else. I don't care about the world.
Right. Next choice is blue chainsaws.
Okay.
Given that they do scrapping stuff, it's not unthinkable that they would have a couple of dragonflies.
All right. Are you ringing Sharifa, Skid Marks, or Ripper?
I'll ring Ripper first. I'm not going to bother Sharifa with this unless I have to.
And Skid Marks is, well, Skid Marks.
Yeah, look, I love Skid Marks. He's a wonderful guy, but I'm not ringing him unless I have to. For very different reasons.
I thought it was a joke when you told me that man's name was Skid Marks.
No, that man's name is Skid Marks. It's because it's what he leaves. Literally, that's the reason he get. Anyway, I'm ringing.
Did no one teach him to wipe?
I knew you were going to say that, Tiger. Why are you so predictable?
What, do they not have bidets in New York?
On the tarmac, Tiger.
Yeah, he leaves skid marks on tarmac.
Yeah, but...
Is his diarrhea that catastrophic?
Okay, Toiger, 2 things. First, shut up. Secondly, the frag's a B-day.
I don't know if I was ignoring it on the basis that it sounded French.
Like, Toiger's face is just frozen to a mask of shock and horror, like...
Quick, while he's got his mouth open, gag him. I know you have one on you, Sunshine.
What are you all looking at me for?
You're the one who carries gags around with them, I don't.
Don't have my bag with me.
Ah, okay, no, fair enough.
At this point, Toiger's like sort of on his comlink and he's sending pictures to the group chat of what a bidet is and also like instructional pamphlets on how to use them. Like, I know my...
Toiger, stop. But what?
Toiger, why are you spamming toilets in the chat?
Yeah,
That's not
what's
a toilet,
with you?
it's a bidet, it's a completely different thing. It's part of the reason why I chose that flat. It has a...
It's the thing for putting shit in.
You don't shit in it, you wash your bum in it. My flat's
So
a
shit
shithole
goes
and
into
even it
it,
has a
but you don't
bidet.
shit in it.
Yes!
Is that really such a distinction?
Yes!
Okay.
Toiger, what in the rich people are you on about?
It's to help wash your bum so you don't have to waste paper and clog the sewers with wipes.
I thought. I mean,
Huggy, sewers are a thing that normal neighborhoods have.
I know what sewers are. I helped build some underneath fresh kills. Well, not personally. I drone ran them.
Anyway, can we move on from
Toiletries.
toiletries?
Passion with toiletries. Right, I'm going to try Ripper. Let's talk isn't picking up.
Is that normal? Should we be worried about them?
No, they're probably either they're asleep because they've been awake for like 3 or 4 days, or they're on some sort of drug binge, or they're just hyperfixating at the moment, and you couldn't wake them up if you blew up their house.
I know the type.
Because you are one, or because you know Huggy?
I
The correct
will not
answer
be
is
answering
yes.
that question.
All right. Do you want to give Ripper a ring? Roll your connection. See if he picks up.
That's 1 hit.
It takes a little while. It's just about to go to voicemail. Picks up and it's... Ah, Huggy. That footage was sweet.
Glad you liked it.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the other little shows that we put on for you.
Other little show? What did you do?
You weren't watching the news then?
What, a couple of weeks back?
Yeah.
That was you.
Yeah.
You psychotic fraggers.
They said they needed a tunnel collapsed, so we collapsed the tunnel.
Ghostwalker, what have you gotten yourselves into now?
Nothing that you need to worry about.
Nothing that I want to be directly involved in, that's for sure. I mean, you steal a boat, you blow up half of New York, and you... Anyway.
Turn somebody into jam. Anyway, I was hoping that you guys had some microengineering drones. Something like the Dragonfly?
Probably. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff in the scrapyard.
You mind if I come over and see if I can dig one up?
I mean, yeah, sure. We know you. You've done a little bit of work here and there. You're cool.
Thanks. I'll be over in a little bit.
Yeah, no worries. Is it just going to be yourself, or are the others coming?
Give me a second. I'll see if see what their plans are. I'll send a message around asking if anybody else wants to come along.
I'll come too.
Cool.
Get me out of the house for a bit, 'cause I've been working on a project and I'm getting artist block.
Yeah, sure, I'll come.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
You don't have to. You're not obligated to come. You don't have to if you don't want to. Sunshine just seems particularly,
I've just got a lot on my mind right now.
Fair enough. Well, let's get you out of the house as well. Yeah, I'll send a report text. Yeah, the whole crew will be coming.
So you're at Queen's Town Hall at the moment, or at least Toyga is, so I assume that the van's relatively nearby. It's in New Gardens. The chainsaws, they're directly south. Still in Queens. They're down in Old Howard Beach, which is a really particularly crappy slum. It's actually not that far, so it only takes you about 15 minutes to get over there, so I'll say it's probably coming up on 12:30 when you roll up outside the cargo container fort that the Blue Chainsaws have built at the end of Old Howard Beach, up against the old harbour, the coastline. And oh Jesus, that's a suborbital taking off. You just have this moment of turn on the ear dampeners. Ow.
Oh God.
Oh, my ears.
Yeah, that was a super jumbo suborbital. That Jesus, the afterburners on that. But yeah, as you're coming up to the fort, there's 2 chainsaws out the front, female elf and a male orc, who they look both bored and antsy, and they've both got Kalashnikovs, and you can just hear shouting from inside the scrapyard.
Yeah, I'll park out, jump, park a little bit away, so it clears that I'm not approaching them without showing myself, jump out of the van, walk over, sort of.
They wave, and one of them comes over. It's the orc. They've kind of started to get to know you a little bit and go, hey, what was it? It's Drek. I'm sorry, Chummer. I can't remember your name. Huggy. Cool. Thanks. Arctic. I've seen your face a few times, but I just couldn't remember. What can I do for you?
I'm looking to buy some drones off you guys if you have them.
Oh.
You guys are probably one of the better places to come to for them.
Yeah, sure. Go on in. I wish I could as well. Go on.
Thanks. I'll just direct the van to drive in and walk in myself.
So, as you go in, is it just yourself, or is anyone else joining you?
I'm there.
We're all there, so...
Yeah, there's others in the car.
Yeah, as you go in, you can see 2 drones in the middle of a ring of old oil drums that have been filled with concrete, and the gangers are all stood around the edge of this, just screaming and cheering. And these 2 drones, one of them is it's an old Renraku manservant that's had the hands taken off and it's had monofilament chainsaws put on it, and the other one is, you think it's half a Doberman and half of you're not even fucking sure what, that's had just axes bolted to it, and the 2 robots are just kicking the shit out of each other whilst the gangers are screaming.
Well, I'll go and watch the show for a little bit.
Yeah, they're having amateur hour robot wars. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, at one point, it gets a little bit interesting when one of the axes comes flying off and a ganger gets clipped by it. But yeah, good entertainment.
Yeah, well, you don't say this shit on the Tritt.
I see where the axe landed.
Yeah, it's gone flying off into a pile of junk.
How big is it?
It's
Tiger,
like
stop
a hatchet.
taking trophies.
You didn't earn this one, pal.
This is not your trophy.
It's shiny though.
Sunshine's looking over and goes, I feel like 100 years from now, people are going to be looking back on this as some sort of horrific blood sport.
But there's no blood.
Alright, whale sport then.
As you're saying this, the Renraku manservant, it's like a humanoid drone, gets one of its knees hacked off, and as it goes down, one of the chainsaw hands just gets plunged into the chassis of this old Doberman, which just starts glitching out and goes backwards really, really fast, bounces off the oil drums, and then starts spinning with this manservant drone still attached, and just one of the gangers gets kicked in the face by the flaming feet.
Okay, now it's a blood sport.
Yeah, well, that and the guy who got clipped with the axe.
Oh, wait, when did that happen? I missed that.
Like 2 seconds ago. Yeah, the ganger who's got kicked in the face has now just gotten up and he's pulled out a pistol and he's just unloading it into the Doberman.
Ah yes, but you forget a very important point here, GM. I'm really short.
Yes.
Do you want to sit on my shoulders? You can watch it better from there.
Shall I describe it, or would you like me to find you a box?
Y'all are terrible friends.
Have you ever flown before, Sunshine?
Say again?
Have you ever flown before?
No?
Okay, don't panic, don't resist, and don't do anything ridiculous.
That is one of the least comforting things that has ever come out of your mouth, Tiger, and I am aware of the magnitude of that statement.
I hang on to Huggy for dear life.
I got 2 hits to cast Levitate there.
Are you resisting this, there, Sunshine?
How do I resist?
Body plus strength.
And if Huggy is holding on to you, she can probably assist.
You're fine on the drain there, Tiger.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Am I getting an assist from Huggy?
If you're clearly not wanting this to happen, then yeah, Huggy will just sort of keep a hand on your head to stop you from lifting off.
So I was imagining this as being picked up from like the middle of the back, so the head stays put, but like the rest of the body sort of just gently floats in the air. It's not unpleasant. It's like being in like a deep bath, holding a floaty.
Huggy, can you roll the assist, please?
That's strength plus body, yeah?
Yeah.
God, you raging chuckle fucks.
Oh joy, 1 extra dice.
Oh,
okay.
Jesus.
You really rolled 1 hit on 10 dice.
Yes, I did.
Statistically improbable.
Indeed.
I get 2 hits to resist.
And also crit glitch. Also glitch, sorry.
Yeah, that's a glitch.
I think Tiger had it right. I think
Yeah,
the
I
headset's
think
still
Toyga's already described it for me, so I'm going to save myself some time there.
Huggy, let go. Look, I promise it's fun. Just like try and enjoy it. Like Toyga's like sort of pointing at you at this, and, like trying to lift you a little bit higher.
You know, that's sort of... I will turn slightly serious to Toyga at this point and just go, Toyga, mind your language.
Fine. Snap of fingers, spell releases.
No, Toyga, I want you to
What?
understand what you were saying and who you
What
were
was I
saying it.
saying? I was not paying attention. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh no. Oh no. And does like the hiding face in hands, wanting to sit down thing that he did when you accused him of being posh in front of him. Oh no.
Right, okay. Just,
Sunshine has completely missed whatever the frag just happened between you two, and is currently sprawled in the mud of this scrapyard floor, like scrambling around. Her sunglasses have come off and she's scrambling around trying to find them.
Right, Huggy will pick up her sunglasses, puts them back on her, sort of pick her up, dust her off a little bit.
The gangers are still baying for blood oil. They're ignoring this. Who cares about the small? Who cares about the small girlie in the mud? Robot ultraviolence.
Now there's also a guy shooting them. Can I see Ripper anywhere?
Yeah, he's right at the front, watching, yelling, occasionally throwing empty beer cans at the robots.
Right, I'll leave him to it for the moment.
Shall we go have a search? See what we can dig up.
Right, I am going to send out the drones to try and hunt me down a dragonfly.
So they do actually look like they're finishing up at the moment. At this point, the Doberman is completely glitching out, and the Renraku manservant it's managed to get the other chainsaw hand into it, and it's just kind of carving it up. They finish up pretty soon, and Ripper actually does notice you and gives you a nod and starts walking around to you.
Right. While he's walking around, I'll get the drones out and just sort of setting them up for a sweep of the yard.
Yep, cool.
Right, so once Ripper gets over, I'll give him the basics of what we're wanting to do. So, I'm looking to get a dragonfly. I was hoping that you guys might have one, given you do vehicle deconstruction.
He thinks for a few moments and says, we might. I mean, Drek knows what's in this place. There was a scrapyard before the gang that we took the place over from moved in here, so...
There's a lot of Drek.
Yeah, I mean, hey, some of it you can have fun with, and he gestures over, and...
Yeah, I saw.
They're now clearing out the drones, and you can see skid marks and one of the other gangers. They've both pulled up their bikes, and after a while they clear the drones away, and they're doing motorcycle trick riding. Yeah, skid marks is good. He's doing shit like lying down, controlling the bike with just his feet on the handlebars whilst leaning right off the bike and dragging his hand along the concrete, pulling himself back up. He's doing a handstand on the handlebars, steering the bike. It's just in first, so it's just... Dude, it's actually bloody good.
I mean, yeah, but you've got to remember that Skidmarks is experiencing the world at something like, half a quarter the speed that everyone else is.
Yeah, I mean, dude needs to learn to turn those wired reflexes off one day. He's never sussed it out since he got them installed.
I'm beginning to think that he got them installed on the cheap, and whoever installed them, botched the installation, and now they just don't turn off.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Anyway, so Ripper, who would know? Is there anyone who does particularly drone stuff for you guys?
He thinks for a few moments and says, well, Tech might know.
Right. Do you mind if I send the girls up to go and have a look around?
No, we know you. You're on the list, so they're not going to get shut out the sky. Just don't send them too high. Keep them below 100 meters. Otherwise, those fraggers over the water in Hamilton Beach and Howard Beach will take them out.
Yeah, I know how that feels. Right,
yeah.
I'll send all the drones up with, they are looking for basically image matching with the dragonfly.
Yep. If you are doing it this way, Huggy, the way I will ask you to do it is I'm going to call this an extended perception check. Pick which drone you want to be the main one doing the roll, and then have all of the others roll one perception check, add up the bonus from that, and then add that to the main one's roll as a bonus, and just roll it, taking a die away each time. I'm going to call it 15 minutes intervals, and I'm going to call the target number the availability of the drone. Toiga, you were about to ask something.
I was going to say, if I could get a picture of the drone we're looking for and show it to a smart enough spirit, would it be able to help Huggy look?
You probably can't see it.
It would be able to see it, but it'll be at negatives because, yeah, technology, whatever.
It's looking for a piece of metal and plastic shaped like this.
It might understand it, but spirits.
If you show a picture of the drone to Maverick, he can probably assist.
Right, so you said it takes a roll for each of the other drones.
Yep.
Add it all up, so that is 5, 10, 12.
Shall I also roll an assist? Since I am assisting.
If you wish to help, yeah.
Is this drone, like, in any way illegal? Or
Nope,
restricted?
it's restricted.
Right, which means we would need a license to buy it legally.
Yeah, that's why I'm not buying it legally. That and, why buy illegal when you can find it in a scrapyard? Right, so that's 15 in total.
4th edition and its lack of limits. Go for it. Yeah, so what's your total there, Huggy?
19.
Yep, so it takes about 3/4 of an hour, but you do find 1.5. You find one that's in relatively good nick. One of the wings is broken, and you find another one where the sort of dragonfly head part is just gone, but the rest of it is there. So you can cobble together a drone and a half out of this.
Right. Okay. Next, I need a syringe, but that's as maybe. Right, how much is it asking for it?
It's second hand, so in fact, I tell you what, it's a drone and a half, so I'll just charge book price for it, just to make life easy, which is 2.5 grand, so not crazy.
Right. Can I put that?
This is a run thing, so we'll split that. Should be about 6. Should be 625.
Want me to see if I can,
Oh, do you want to do a negotiate?
yeah. Can I have a wee chat with them?
If you like, yeah.
So, is Sharifa around?
Don't ask for the boss.
One little thing to be aware of, Huggy, the one that you found, it's got a micro welder attachment, because dragonflies are actually designed as like a swarm for taking out vehicles and like chewing on the electrics and stuff like that. This one's equipped with a micro welder.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, you could just go to his bedroom and weld his face.
But I'm going to have to take the micro welder out and then replace it with a syringe.
You said you want to do a bit of negotiating there, Sunshine. Who was it you were wanting to talk to?
Who's selling us this drone?
It's probably Ripper. He's the guy you've been talking to, and he's been hanging out with Huggy, just like chatting. She's been doing the drone search.
Hey, Ripper, how's it going?
Not bad, not bad. Quiet day. Well, fun day. We've got a little project on we might want some help with in a few weeks' time. Nothing, can't talk details yet, but got something in the works.
Alright, well, you've got my link number. Just give us a buzz.
Yeah, we'll do. We've actually got you folks in mind for it, but as I say, I can't talk details yet.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I know how this dance goes. Listen, so this drone that Huggy's... Oh, I think looks like they've just found one. Maybe more than one? But anyway, look.
Frag knows what's out there, chummer. I mean...
Yeah. Look, I know... Look, if I go on Ares on their website, they've got these listed... God, you need a fragging SYN scan to buy one of these. But they've got them listed at 2.5k. Like, I know that we need this now for a job, and obviously you guys want to make your new yen, but we did have to do some fairly hardcore digging, you probably wouldn't have got this sale anyway. The old, how much is it really worth thing, and a roll negotiation.
Okay.
Oh, fragging seriously? No, post-edging that.
What did you get?
1 hit on 9 dice. That's atrocious. Okay, post-edge. That's better. 5 hits.
So you've got 4 nets. He'll knock a couple of hundred off.
So 23. Everyone take off 575.
Right, so Huggy at this point is going in, probably going to go sit down in the van and just start, plug herself in, and she's going to be out of it for a little bit. She's going to be working out what she wants to do to this drone.
Are we still at the scrapyard while this is going on?
Yes, because we may need more parts.
How long is it likely to take you to, do all these drone things, Huggy? Says Toiger, sort of leaning around the door of the van and peeking in.
Probably going to take me the better part of the rest of the day.
Right, okay, and we're going to be sort of here, you're not going to, disappear off or drive off at any time, so if I need to go and find somewhere quiet.
Well, I'll take it back. I'm going to take this one back to the shop.
Okay, it's just there's a couple of things I'd like to do before we head to, just while we've got some time to ourselves. I want to know if I should maybe start doing it here or wait until I got home.
I'm doing the matrix portion of it now, but I'm going to have to do the physical portion of it back at the shop.
I suggest that before we head back home, we swing round Breezy Point and have a quick look at this guy's home, just see what we're dealing with there.
I don't think we're going to get Breezy Point. It's double A.
It's got C on one side and D on the other. You must be able to pass through it.
I wouldn't put it past them to make you drive all the way around.
You're not wrong.
But it's I'm definitely willing to take to see if we can go there.
Shall we have a look then? Tiger, what were you planning?
Oh, I bought a whole bunch of reagents recently, and I was thinking of, getting a couple more spirits on side. It's not going to be, immediately useful, but I'd rather do it now when I've not got anything else to do. And try and do it in a hurry and mess up. Did I mention that I'm sorry, Sunshine? I feel like I might not have mentioned that I'm sorry about earlier.
What are you... What, for throwing me in the air? Yeah, not cool.
And for saying the thing I said. I am really sorry about that.
I don't know, I was too busy screaming and falling upwards.
You didn't scream, and you didn't fall upwards. I am really sorry about that. I'm going to go find somewhere quiet to sit. I'll be back later.
I don't know what you're on about, Toiger. Just don't do it again.
Okay. I'm going to go sit behind this pile of motorbikes, and I'll just sit here. Come and get me when we're leaving. And then Toiger sort of just disappears. And
he's a very weird child, isn't he?
Yes.
I'm older than you.
Oh, frag, he heard that.
So you sit down next to this pile of bikes in varying states of disrepair.
Wait, how old is Toiger?
28.
Oh yeah, you're a couple of years older than me.
So Sunshine's what, 26 then?
6, thereabouts.
Huggy, how old are you?
30.
Getting on for a troll.
And Mav is the child of the team at 24.
And yet he's group dad.
Yep. Funny how that works. He's also the closest to the end of his life, because Ark. His natural life.
You sit yourself down next to this pile of miscellaneous motorbike, and there's a dwarf here who he looks like he's putting several of them together to make a new bike. And Toiger's blissfully ignorant of it, but Huggy would know this. He seems to be putting a diesel engine in a bike. Just because he can.
What?
Because why the frag not?
I mean, more power to him, I guess?
No, more power to the bike.
Yeah.
More torque, certainly.
Toiga, you were thinking of summoning some spirits. Some of you were thinking of driving by the house. Are you going to be going with them, Toiga, or are you staying at the junkyard to summon spirits, whatever the frag comes crawling out of the piles of whatever here?
I'm probably going to stay at the junkyard and do my magic there. Toiga's had another one of those. No matter how hard I try not to be, I am still always going to be slightly out of place here. So doing something he knows how to do and just sort of switching off, focusing on that, probably going to be his way of getting back to his usual bitchy, sarcastic self.
That's fair. As you're sat there, sort of composing yourself, the dwarf who's working on the bike kind of pokes you in the leg and says, "Can you hand me the 3/8 spanner?"
I don't know 3/8 of what? I'm sorry. Is this a spanner? And
3/8 of an inch. It's that one. He just
Toiga
points.
sort of
It's
hands
like
over the spanner.
yeah, it's like double his reach away from him, and he just cheers.
Sorry, thank you.
That's all right. Look, while you're there, can you put your thumb on that?
Sure. Yeah. It's not gonna like bite me or anything, is it?
Not unless you take your thumb off until I tell you to.
I will keep my thumb here. Thank you. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. So he's pretty task focused, but yeah, he's an all right guy. So you spend the next while helping a guy build a bike with no fucking clue what you're doing, but you're an extra pair of hands, so he's quite happy.
Does it just get to like an hour later and the dwarf notices that Toiger's still got his thumb on this bit and go, "How long have you been standing there?"
Yes. That's totally happening now.
You told me to keep my thumb here, and I didn't want to move and maybe break something. I'm sorry. Sorry.
That's all right. Your beer.
Yes, please. Thank you. My name's Toiger. My name's Toiger.
Here. He hands you a soy wiser. It hasn't been cracked.
Oh, I can't drink this. Sorry. Sorry. It's probably better if I just sort of gently puts it back down.
He shrugs and just says, "All right, fair enough. If you don't want to drink, you don't have to."
Oh, I drink. It's just soy. No one wants to be around me after I've had soy.
Oh, right. Don't worry about it, chummer. I got no fucking sense of smell. Too many years of Nova Coke.
Oh, and Toiger just sort of cracks it and like sips it a little bit. It's like just tiny little bits. Like he's got like peppermint tea in his pocket somewhere. He can have a cup of tea to deal with the cramps, but he's just sort of...
Yeah. I mean, the dwarf shows you his party trick where he threads a piece of wire through where his septum should be and takes it out the other side and goes, "I don't care, mate."
I've never helped anyone build a bike before. I don't know if I helped much. Does it have a name, or are you just playing around with it? Do you have a name? I never asked. I'm so sorry.
Tech. The bike.
Hi, Tech.
Right now, it's mostly called Bastard because it doesn't work.
Fair.
Usually preceded by you. So yeah, Toiger's having... I don't know if it could be called a good time, but it's certainly a time.
So as like they're working away building the bike, Toiger's just sort of asking the odd like weirdly pertinent question, or like occasionally just sort of getting something and being like, "Oh, so that's this gasket or this whatever," and just sort of the spirits he planned to summon never actually get summoned, but he's just sort of like quietly making friends with Tech.
I'll tell you what, if you want to take Tech as a loyalty 1 connection 2 contact, you can. And if you choose to do so, you can drop a little bit of karma to learn 1 point in automotive mechanic.
I'll do that.
Just as a random thing that Toiger has learned of. Oh yeah, I vaguely remember this thing. So,
how much karma is it for a new skill again?
4.
I don't think I'll take anything because I would have picked up. I know what a 3/8 spanner looks like now, basically.
All right. So the rest of you are driving off while Toiger gets to know Tech, the bike mechanic, and yeah, you're heading down towards Bell Harbour. You left probably around about 2:30 in the afternoon. So at the moment, your target is having a news appearance on Horizon News. Are any of you watching it on the way over?
Yeah, I'll have that open as a sub-tab.
It appears to be like a pretty standard interview in the studio with him sat there on the sofa and the other two presenters on the opposite sofa and chit-chatting away. It's all fairly middle-of-the-road, boring political stuff. There's nothing that really grabs you, but one thing you do notice, he's a big guy. Like, he's tall and he's broad with it.
Suspect.
So yeah, are you driving over there, Huggy?
Yeah.
So it's a pretty nondescript drive. There's a couple of slightly drecky areas. You go through a couple of D-rated areas. They're not bad, but it's got that poor vibe of this is poor, but the cops are keeping a close eye on it.
Yeah.
Like,
this isn't gang-controlled poor, this is police-controlled poor.
yeah.
I'll be aiming for Rockaway Park.
You get over there and it's pretty poor here, but it's a different kind of poor to what you're used to. Normally, especially over on Staten Island, you're used to the tall tower blocks of 30 stories plus, crowded in close together, and the sun not reaching the ground. A lot of these, some of the buildings are even like single story. The tallest ones are only about 4 or 5. That's unusual, but it's got that rundown, tired look to it. Like, the buildings haven't had any upkeep done on them in decades. There's a little bit of individual looking after it, like a new coat of paint, but it's just worn. And there's a lot of cops here. Like, you're getting the vibe they're not really here to look out for the residents as much as keep an eye on them.
Yeah. Well, this the nice area just along the beach, I'm not surprised. They're making sure that these guys stay in their place and only go over to there when they have work to do.
Yeah, some of these, like, there's a lot of people, you see them wearing, like, cleaners' uniforms and things like that, getting off buses, and the public transport here is actually really good. Like, genuinely, it's actually pretty good. But
Well, yeah, the staff have to get to work on time.
yeah,
I imagine it's remarkably easy to do public transport for this little island bit, because you just need to have one bus.
One trunk down the middle. I mean, look at the subway map on the Shadowrun map.
Yeah.
It just turns down this way and then turns the other way.
What's this area like to walk around? Actually, no, I'm not going to be walking around. I'm going to be still working out what I'm doing to this drone.
yeah. So it's, if you just drive it about, it's not too bad. There's the traffic. It's not that much of it. It's still August 2072, back end of August. It's bastard hot. Like, it's unpleasantly warm. But you're actually because you're quite close to the coast. There's a nice breeze actually. It's not too bad, and there's a lot of people about. It seems that people who don't have as much money come to this area from other like D-rated areas and stuff like that to, go for a day out at the beach. It's actually, by the standards of cyberpunk dystopia, it's not horrendous. You don't want to fragging go in the water because you'll come out blue or green or something, but
Because it contains almost as much sewage as the English coastline.
Shots fired.
accurate shots.
Didn't say you were wrong.
Yeah, put it this way, you've seen a fuck lot worse in the Sixth World.
Yeah.
if you want to work on that drone, we should probably work out roughly how long it'll take you.
Yeah. Well, I need to install special machinery.
That's necessary. That's required.
Yeah. So that's probably going to be one mod that is... Well, the problem with special machinery is that it's entirely down to you how much you want to make us pay for it.
It's a syringe. You can get it off Ares on for... Even like the specialist one you need for like 5 new yen.
And the mod cost to install that on the drone is just that.
What tools do you have access to there, Huggy?
Right now I just have access to the van, but I'll be taking it back to the shop.
Alright, so you would need to do that later then. So we'll look at... you would need to do it when you're back at the shop. Are you doing anything while you're in this area?
Can we drive into Bell Harbour?
Yep.
Is it gated as a zone?
Well, I'll be going up to the entrance to see what it's like, at least.
As you drive up to the borderway between Rockaway Park and where you are now, Bell Harbour, you can see that it's been nicely disguised, even on this side, with a hedge, but there's quite a tall wall with openings for the roads. And are those thorns or... Nope, that's monofilament on top of the wall. And there's a checkpoint where they're doing SIN scans, and some people you can see they're leaning over and talking to them briefly, and then the cars are being let through.
Right. We're not going in there right now.
Fair.
Reed, if we're at the border, we're relatively close to the house, would I be able to pick up the matrix security on the house from here?
You can certainly take a look for it. It wouldn't be a hidden node, so you could do this off and analyze, trying to find it.
Yep, let's try that.
Because you're not searching for information on the matrix so much as perceiving the matrix itself, trying to find something, a specific node. So give me a browse roll.
You said analyze.
I did. I meant analyze. I brain dipped.
Yep. Got 4 hits on analyze.
So do this as an extended. So just keep rolling. Take a die away each time.
Okay.
This is like seconds, so don't worry about how long it takes. Just keep rolling till you run out of dice, and then just tell me final result.
13 overall.
Yeah, so it does take a bit of searching over some time, but you think you've isolated the host for Harper's house.
Okay.
It's as you're looking at it in the are you in full VR at this point?
Yeah, I'll be called Sim.
All right. So when you find the node in the Matrix, it's an American Eagle taking flight over. Yeah, of course it is. Okay. So are you wanting to try and find out anything about it? Are you wanting to try and hack in? What to do?
So can I get an impression of like how secure is the Matrix for this house? Is that something I can tell?
Yep. Okay, so give me another analyze. Let's see if you can work it out. I am going to count this as an illegal action, so please roll a stealth roll as well.
So I got 3 hits on the analyze, 5 hits on the stealth.
Nice.
So it's just like, I'm getting better at this.
You have a little bit of a hairy moment where the eagle, you see its head turn to stare at you, and you just have this moment of, oh shit, it's looking at something behind me, thank fuck. Yeah, you have managed to take a closer look at the host. You reckon it's rating 4, as best you can tell.
Okay, so not ludicrously secure. I minimize the inside of my glasses and go sort of back to the real world. So the lenses go back to just being sunglasses lenses. Okay, guys, so had a look at the post for Bellevue, his house. It's not ridiculously secure, but it's probably going to be reasonably tough for me to get into on my own. Is there anything you guys think I could usefully do?
That's good information.
The only thing that I would want was if you could get me an idea of what kind of drones are already in the building.
Okay. Probably.
Unless we're planning on going in there ourselves.
I hope not.
Give me a few seconds, and yeah, Sunshine's shades change back to the screen and she dives back in. Okay, I would like to try and get into the node, please.
All right, are you doing this the quick and dirty way or the slow and careful way? Bear in mind, it is half an hour per test for the slow and careful way.
Glasses fade out again. Hey guys, how much time have we got right now?
What are you plotting?
If you want to know how many drones are in there, there's two ways I can do this. I can do loud
quiet way
or...
and loud way.
Yeah.
Huggy needs to start doing drone modification work.
I mean, Mav, if you're willing to...
What, bodyguard you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be,
Passed out on a park bench somewhere.
Pretty much, yeah.
Alright, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so... Hugs, you can take the van back.
Yeah.
We'll just get the subway, and we're done.
So, yeah. Sorry, Huggy is, barely aware of you guys at all at this point.
We get out the van.
Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to do this the slow and careful way.
Okay.
In the meantime, Huggy will be taking the van back to Staten Island just on midnight.
Since you have already had a look at the node and worked out, okay, this is the rating of it.
Yeah.
I'm able to tell you your target number for this. Your target number is 8, so just keep rolling until you've got 8 hits.
Yeah, okay, I will summon up the agent, so... Shall I just roll the agent once, and then...
Yeah. I can't be bothered with doing it every time. It takes too goddamn long.
Right, okay, so it gets 6 dice. 1 hit. Okay,
Okay, so you get 1 additional die.
Right, so... exploit... +1... Submit. 4 hits. Not a bad start.
And again?
Yeah, nope, 0 now. I'm in.
Okay. So it takes you about an hour of work before you actually find a crack in the firewall. Oh, you silly. Turns out the teenage boy in the household been doing exactly what teenage boys do, and you've been on a couple of dodgy Matrix sites, and you've got some malware. Thank you.
Probably because it's his son's internet history. If it was his, I could use that.
Could you give me a stealth roll, please?
Sure. I got 4 hits. Does the agent need to roll 1 as well?
Is the agent going in with you?
Nope, the agent's not coming in. I'm gonna just close the agent.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, you manage to get in. It's a little... You kind of have to climb inside the eagle's mouth in VR, and it's a bit... But then you're expecting, squishy inside of eagle, but then it turns into, white picket fences, and, it's like classic Americana in here.
Who here's played Fallout 3?
Yeah.
Very long time ago.
You know the bit where you go into the simulation and it's all white picket fences and psychotic murder?
Yeah.
It's all in black and white, yeah.
It's like that without the psychotic murder.
So far.
Yeah.
Give the IC some time.
Go in, have a look around. for some reason the sky is a giant map of the old 50 states. I go, oh.
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay. So, yeah. What nodes can I see?
There's a few kicking about. There seems to be a personal node for each member of the family, a lot of which have subnodes. There's... I'm not going to make you roll to get into different nodes and stuff. We're not doing a deep dive. So it just seems to be like a standard home one, but there is a work within the one that seems to be Evans and his wife's. There does seem to be like a VPN that connects to other hosts, and yeah, even just the most cursory of glances tells you the firewall's probably better on those.
Okay. Am I seeing any sort of like security node that might indicate if they've got any drones or cameras, anything like that?
There does seem to be a home security node.
Okay, can I attempt to get into that one?
Yeah, sure. How are you doing this?
Again, slow and careful.
That's fine. I should probably have made you roll an analyze for that information, but fuck it, too late now. So, yep, go for it. Start rolling up to get in.
Now that I'm in the main host, can I summon the agent again?
You can load it, yeah.
Okay, I would like to do that so that it helps me.
Okay. When you do, you will need to roll stealth for both yourself and it, because...
Oh, maybe not then.
As far as the host's antivirus would be concerned, you're like loading malware, because it's not meant to be here.
I'll leave it then, because, yeah, that likely to get detected. Right, fine. Okay, I will just start rolling exploit then.
Okie doke.
That's me up to 8.
Okay. Keep
Do
rolling.
I keep going? Okay.
Bearing in mind you're trying to get security access here.
11. Nothing and a glitch.
So, given that you've rolled a crit glitch there, the host notices your presence. Roll initiative. Are you in hot or cold sim, by the way?
Cold.
Cool.
I don't
you
do
did.
hot.
That's fine.
11.2.
Also, Sunshine, what are you talking about? You don't do hot. You seen yourself?
Yeah, the host is launching IC, so that's a complex action, so it's launched a bit of IC. Your turn, what are you doing?
I would like to summon up my agent.
Oh, you're doing this, are you?
You're doing
Yeah.
this.
There we go. 9.3.
Okay, so that brings us around to the beginning of Pass 2. The IC is going first. I'm going to need to grab its character sheet. I wasn't expecting you to stick about.
I wasn't expecting you to stick about.
Is that a suggestion not to stick about, folks?
No, I want you to stand and fight. This is fun. This is new. This is
No,
new.
I mean, it's just every other time this has happened, we've just ended up bailing. Except when we...
Except
went
when you
against,
didn't and it went badly.
Stay and fight. Stay and fight. Stay and fight.
No, when we went up against the people who we didn't do were worry, it went very well.
The IC that's been launched by the host is going to use its attack program on your agent, so could you roll its defense for me,
Yep.
please?
2 hits.
So the IC got 3 net hits on you, and that means that it's going to be dealing 8 matrix damage to the agent. So could you roll its soak for me, please, if it's got the armor program? If it doesn't, it'll be done off... On the sheet, it'll be done off just body.
Yeah, I don't have that, so it'll just be body. 1 hit.
Oh, so your agent program's just taken 7 boxes of matrix
Out
damage.
of 10, I believe.
Yep. And it's the host's turn, so it is initiating a trace action on you. Your turn.
I log out.
Don't frag and blame you.
That
no.
thing had a rating 5 attack program. They weren't pissing around.
Yeah, no, I'm out. Bye.
Until we meet again. Okay, so are you just jacking out? You wake up on the park bench or whatever the hell you've been sat
I'm assuming, since Mav was trying to look casual, we were like cozying up, pretending to be like boyfriend and girlfriend on a park bench.
In our Discord, I've linked a Google Maps view over the ocean from basically where we are. I found us a park bench with that view.
Aww.
Because, dude, look at it.
Yeah.
It's rather nice.
This is really pretty. Isn't Mav like twice Sunshine's size?
Easily.
What height is Sunshine?
Why is this
Like
a problem?
4'1", maybe? Maybe
50% taller.
It makes it very cute.
So I've basically sort of looked like I'm cuddling my quote-unquote boyfriend's arm, and I suddenly sort of jerk awake and briefly like knock the glasses up, rub my eyes, and I go like, okay, so that I got caught. Don't think
Caught? Or just seen?
I got seen.
We're fine.
Don't think my agent's ever going to forgive me.
That thing's not sentient, right?
Probably not.
Don't like that probably.
I'm just fragging with you, Mav. You're far too easy a mark.
One of these days, I'm gonna learn this shit. Should we go?
Yeah, Sunshine puts her sunglasses back on. Yeah. Sorry, didn't get much. He's got a serious patriotism boner going on, though. Like, oh my god, his node sculpt thing is
What was
beyond.
it?
Giant bald eagle. And then when you got inside, like, white picket fence neighborhood, and the sky was the old map of the old USA.
Oh dear.
Yeah, like...
Dude. Just... Jummer.
Yeah. I do not ever want to see what his me feed must look like. It's gonna have a lot of references to our troops. Yeah. Okay.
As a complete aside, the fact that Mav was there is probably the only reason you still have your cred stick.
Yeah, I'm not that dumb.
We're not leaving Sunshine unconscious on any park benches.
Yeah, nothing good that way lies.
Sunshine wakes up on a boat to Bermuda.
Oh, again?
Stepping away from that dark cesspit. Alright, so Huggy. So it's probably getting on for like 5 PM at this point. Huggy, I would imagine you've arrived back at your place by now.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with this drone then?
But first things first, I'm getting the syringe into it. Taking out the internals and replacing them with drawing blood.
Alright, so you will have to basically cobble together the two different drones you've got into one first. I'll need the build repair table, won't I?
You will.
So I'm going to call this intricate serious damage because you basically having to rebuild the two from each other. It's a pain in the ass, but it's doable.
Yeah.
So you've got a threshold of 12. What sort of conditions are you in? Are you in your own workshop?
Yeah, I'm in my own workshop.
How good is your workshop?
Good.
Are we talking fucking awesome good, or are we just talking good?
Not fucking awesome good, but good. It's not,
All right.
you know, this isn't the sort of place where, you know, I could build everything I ever wanted from scratch, but I have everything that I should need on a normal day, and a lot of things that I need on an extraordinary day.
All right. So, do you have workshop rather than facility?
Yeah, I have workshop rather than facility.
Right. I'll call this. I would say you would get a bonus if you had a facility. Are you? What's your logic?
My logic is 3.
All right. Are you gonna search for plans, or are you just gonna wing it?
I'm going to search for plans.
All right. Give me an extended browse, and just keep rolling till you run out of dice, and then tell me the result. Oh dear.
Yeah, that's a crit glitch.
Okay, that was 4 1s on 4 dice.
Yeah.
That's like a super ultimate glitch.
So you've crit glitched on that roll there, Huggy. Are you wanting to spend edge to negate the glitch, or are you wanting to take the glitch on the nose and see what frag happens?
I'm going to spend edge to negate that glitch, because I don't currently have any edge to regain back.
Somebody else had a glitch earlier and took it. Who was it?
Me.
Take back a point of edge then.
Yay.
Basically, anytime you have a glitch and you accept the glitch rather than spending edge to negate it, you gain edge back.
With all the love in the world, Huggy, you're rolling like shit downhill.
I am rolling like downhill right now.
You're rolling like cheese downhill.
Pursued by hundreds of men in silly outfits.
I'm only really being pursued by one man at this point.
Clearly, we need to blow things up. That'll get us some more pursuers. Of one kind or the other.
You know how to flirt.
Alright, I'm gonna classify this as general knowledge or public, because it's basically a manual, like a Haynes manual that you're looking for, which...
Yeah.
They're not that hard to find with a basic Google search, so yeah, you've managed to get it. It's taken you a fucking long time. It's taken you...
I saw that fun ad and was like, oh yeah, I'll click on that, never thinking, of course it's a malware. Why would it not be malware? But I fucking clicked on it, then I realized what I was doing and was like, oh shit, fuck. So I had to shut down the whole system, restart, run antivirus.
Pretty much.
Huggy is more like the candidate's son than she would like to admit.
Well, she'd happily admit to watching a lot of pornography, but, you know, she's normally better than to get the malware.
Tentacles!
Weird pornography as well.
So it's round about 6:30 now. And for the actual repairs, these things have a body of 1, so you're going to have to repair. You don't have to pay for anything. You've got all the parts you need, but you're going to have to pull an all-nighter here. You've got to repair 9 boxes of damage.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking. Do you want me to roll, or do we just want to roll as...
Again, I would like to do this as an extended test, but I'm just trying to find out how long each test should be, so let's call it half an hour per roll.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Right, I am going to pre-edge this first one.
Alrighty. The fact you've got the plans will give you a +2.
Right.
So that was the whole point of us doing that extended roll earlier.
Right, so I start off as +2.
Yep.
This is aeronautics mechanic, yeah?
Yeah, I'll put this under aeronautics. It flies.
That was a waste of edge.
Apparently. It takes you about 2.5 hours, but you manage to get this thing fixed. You've not done any of the modifications, but you have a functional drone at this point, and it's fully repaired. It will work as intended. You're not sure where one of the springs went, because you were trying to pull it out with the tweezers, sneezed at just the wrong moment, and it pinged across the workshop. You'll probably find that in 2 years' time and wonder what the hell it is, but fortunately the other drone had a spare, so you're all good on that.
Right. Okay, so we now have a functional drone. Now I need to take out the welder and replace it with a syringe.
I'm going to call this a complex, common build repair job. So your threshold will be 8. I'm going to say you don't have the +2 on this one.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because this isn't something the drone was entirely designed for, so there aren't plans for this.
So that's me finally hit 4. I don't think I can make this.
You have not enough dice left.
Nope.
Yeah, so you're at this until about 10 o'clock at night. And you're at that point where you've been at it so long, you're just going cross-eyed, and you just chuck the screwdriver down and go, nah, I can't do this. Frag it.
Yeah. Also, any common narcotics that increase logic?
Psyche, I believe, can. Let me double check. It's very popular with mages and deckers.
I should pick some up. Gets me out of the house as well.
Psyche, +1 intuition, +1 logic.
Yeah, I'm going to go out, have a walk, pick up some of that, and try this again in the morning.
Okay, so you're basically going out into Fresh Kills Warrens, wandering around trying to find a dealer that will sell you some Psyche.
Yeah, me and Fenrir are going for a walk.
I think it might actually be legal. Give me a few seconds.
Yeah, Psyche is availability dash. 200 new yen per dose.
Yeah. You can just drive over to Stuffer Shack and pick it up for 200 new yen.
I am going to actually walk, clear my head a little bit.
Okay. I'll say by the time you get back, it's probably like going on 11:30. It's getting pretty late at this point. Are you going to be having another go at it tonight, or are you going to be
I'm going to take 4 hours sleep or something like that, and then get back to it.
So it'll be about 3 a.m. by the time you wake up, and because you've waited, I'll say you can just have another go. Right.
So, talk myself up.
Get distracted by the pretty colours for a bit, because this is definitely a hallucinogen.
Based on what it does, I think this is more like Adderall.
I was going to say it sounds like an amphetamine.
Yeah, this is like Adderall. It's concentration.
After all, I need Adderall.
That is the
I've not heard that before.
worst. That's just the worst.
You're welcome.
I think that sums up everyone in this game, to be fair.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
And for all the rest of us. So, if it improves your focus, it'll be an amphetamine. Basically, they work by overloading your brain with so many positive stimuli. Your brain just stops responding to them, and it basically resets your brain's threshold for what it counts as a stimulus, so it makes you more difficult to distract. If somebody who isn't neurodivergent takes it, it basically hops you up and gets you hyperactive and everything. If somebody who is somebody with ADHD takes it, it basically resets their brain back to what is normal for most people.
There's the rules for...
Psyche is page 258.
Thank you.
It'll be duration 12 hours minus body, so not that long for you. Yeah, the main thing you're interested in is +1 intuition, +1 logic. Psyche users are simultaneously hyper-aware and detached, easily absorbed by detail, and obsessive about certain facts or problems. It's Sixth World Adderall.
But how can we tell the difference?
Right, so let's get this into my veins. Although, given that it's Adderall, it's probably a tablet.
Maybe a puffer. So you've taken some drugs. Drugs are good in this case.
Yeah.
You've bumped up your logic. You can have another go at this without penalty. You've taken some time. You've cleared your head. It's now 3 a.m. Do you want to roll up your test again?
Yeah, so am I continuing or am I starting from the beginning?
Given you...
I mean, it won't have undone the work that she's already done.
Yeah, I'll say that you can continue from where you left.
Right. This is with +1. Fuck. It's clearly getting a bit too good to me.
You have actually hit the threshold. Yeah, it's been about half an hour since you started. You're a lot more focused now. You've got that psyche. You finished this in like half an hour, and you just sat there kind of going, I could totally do some Sudoku right now. Cool. So you now have a drone with a syringe attached that can draw blood.
Right.
How good it is at it is a little bit questionable, but it'll get some blood.
Yeah, well,
Normally that depends on Huggy's skill about rigging this drone to an extent.
yeah. Well, when's the next good time to try and do this?
What time is it now?
It's currently 4:30 a.m.
No, it's about 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, right.
Can I just ask, folks, have we given up on the fake medical trying to get a blood test sent away plan?
I haven't. It's just that Huggy is focusing on the plan that she has right now, because if she doesn't fix up this drone now, it's not an option that we
Yep.
have available.
Okay, cool, that's fine.
Certainly when Mav wakes up, he's going to call a group, an emergency meeting, and see what state everyone's in.
Can I just point out that you left Toigo with the blue chainsaws,
Yeah.
and he's been there all night?
He can get the subway home. He's an independent adult. Or call for transport, or...
How horrifically drunk is Toiga getting with the chainsaws? And
On Soywiser.
a lot of them are taking some seriously questionable and sketchy shit. Is he indulging in drugs with the chainsaws whilst watching amateur hour Robot Wars?
Oh, it started off as drinks and amateur hour Robot Wars, and then Toiga brought up that he was a magician and had a spell that could make things explode with his mind. So what they did was they set up sort of like a shooting gallery with the robot drones drawers, and Toiga is pretty drunk to begin with before they give him some weird powder and tell him to lick it, which he does, and is just casting Powerball at force 6 down the range.
Okay.
And, like, there's been 2 landslides of trash. One of the chainsaws got, like, a bit of metal came flying out and gave him a massive scar on top of his head. Was about to kick the shit out of Toiga for it before Toiga healed it badly and left him with a totally gnarly scar. And just ended up passing out eventually, and some kind soul threw an oily rag over him before he woke up at 6 a.m.
All right.
The
So
worst hangover of his life.
I'm looking up the drugs section of the core book. I'm just going to assign a number to them and roll some dice and see what you've taken.
Do it!
Excellent.
Randomized drug vendors.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 of them there, so I'm going to roll 2d6 twice to see what you've just speedballed.
You do risk the traveller problem.
Roll infinitely many times.
How many drugs did you take? Yes. What do you mean, yes? Well, there's now an international shortage of Nova Coke.
Oh boy, so you've had a good night, Toiga.
Oh.
You've just speedballed Jazz and
Oh,
Nitro.
God.
Oh God! We're having
do
a
these two-
good night.
What do these 2 drugs do?
So Jazz, +1 reaction, +1 initiative, and
Initiative pass.
initiative pass. Nitro, +2 strength, +2 willpower. Good for you as a mage. +2 perception and high pain tolerance 6.
But Nitro lasts 10d6 minutes, 10 times d6 minutes. And when it wears off, the subject suffers 9 stun unresisted.
Yeah, so what I'm going to say just happens. Yeah, they're both 10 times 1d6 minutes, so I'll say they last about the same length of time. You have an awesome night. You huff a line of fuck knows what off a drone that's just been blown up. And just start power bolting. You're using insects to tie the spirits to on the shooting gallery they've set up because it's a mana spell. And then you just faceplant in a puddle and pass clean out. And sometime the next day, yet to be determined, we'll find out, you find yourself waking up in a corner of the Blue Chainsaws bar in their hideout. And
With a terrible headache, a shotgun with one loaded shell in it, and a tattoo.
I was gonna say, does he have the sawtooth tattoo?
Oh, brilliant.
yeah, you've got a Blue Chainsaws tattoo. You're now an honorary member of the gang.
Where is the Blue Chainsaws tattoo?
It's a tramp stamp.
Yeah. It's better than where Ripper's got it.
Dude.
All I will say is that man has high pain tolerance.
So yeah, Toyga's had an amazing night. Not such a good morning, though.
Who unbraided my hair, and why?
You know, if I was going to put money on one of us becoming an honorary member of the Chainsaws, it would not have been Toyga.
Yeah, as you wake up asking about who braided my hair, Skidmark sits down next to you, just twitches slightly and says, You puked in it so we undid it so we could rinse it out for you.
That was very kind of you, Skidders. Oh,
It's fine, we did it by dunking your head in the harbor.
oh God, it's probably gonna fall out again.
It's all right. We did it in the bit that's upstream of where we're taking apart the ship.
Oh well, at least it won't be replaced with tumours. Skidmarks, why are there 4 of you?
Because you huffed some of Textrack.
Do I get to know what Textrack is, or? Oh shit! That reminds me. Tell Drac that the piercing is absolutely infected.
Oh well.
I mean, I probably wasn't using
That
it.
sounds like them and TCP problem.
I mean, Iris kicked him out. He's not going to be making use of his bollocks so much longer.
Yeah. No. Did
Right.
you want to go for a ride? I got the bike working really, really good. We should go for a ride.
Oh, give me 30 seconds to take a drink, and I'm absolutely going for a ride.
You just see Skidmarks break into this grin of nobody ever says yes.
Nobody is
A hungover ride with Skidmark.
nobody is foolish enough to say
Jesus.
yes.
Toyga's still slightly stoned from the night before. Also, he genuinely really likes all of the chainsaws now, and feels really positively about them.
So, Toyga, increase your loyalty with all of the Blue Chainsaws contacts by 1. Because you partied hard with them last night and provided a lot of the entertainment. You're not sure why a couple of them were cutting up an ice cream van at one point in the evening, but frag it.
They let me blow up the ice cream van.
They needed somewhere to hold the honeymoon.
So yeah, are you getting a lift back to your place or to somebody else's place with Skidmarks?
So I just get joy-ridden around by Skidmarks and then dropped off in front of my building.
Make me a composure roll.
4 hits.
You actually do remarkably well, but it is the most fragging, terrifying, but also kind of awesome ride of your life. It was the point where he went between 2 big rigs, pulling a wheelie with the handlebars kicking up sparks off both of them, that you questioned whether or not you were going to survive the ride. Skidmarks is very fucking good. There was also the point where he kicked it out so that he skidded under one of the rigs to the other side, where you were just going, so this is how it ends. But he somehow got it to... How, Skidmarks, you glitchy mother fragger?
It's that there's a passenger on the back.
We were we were passing by the open air landfill in Forest Hills when the drugs started to wear off.
Fortunately, it's not drugs that's powering skid marks. It's a terrifying amount of cyberware.
So Toyo gets dropped off in front of his building, like high five skid marks, and says, "Next time I see you, I'm doing that mojo on you. It can make you even more alert. It'll make us go even faster. It'll be great."
He just looks so happy. You see him ride off, and he's actually taking it gentle by skid mark standards when a van pulls out in front of him. It's a couple of the local gangers, the Mauve Spikers. And you see they're trying to shake him down, and skid marks just shoots them both in the kneecaps and rides off. He just gives absolutely no fucks. You're amazed that this guy is still alive.
Are either of the Spikers Mrs. Kibyota's children or grandchildren?
Oh, they're a different gang. The Spikers tried. They tried at one point to shake her down until the clan descended.
Yeah, the clan descended to protect them from their grandmother's wrath. This is the woman that put a troll through a load-bearing wall with a kick from her non-cybered leg.
Yeah, she's a scary, scary elf. But yeah, there's now a couple of Mauve Spikers on the ground just screaming with... One of them's got no left kneecap, the other's got no right kneecap. Either way, you're on a come down and it's not...
Oh, come on! That's easy. You grab each other, tie the bad legs together, and have the good leg on the outside. It's fine. You've got a working left and a right. You can totally go to hospital.
You think these silly fucks can afford a hospital?
They're going to be lucky if there's a street doctor to treat them.
So yeah, Toyga's had a night and a morning. And I think that's a fun place to leave it.
I love how we are just becoming the worst influence on the posh boy.
Yes.
It's great.
Thank you for spending some time with us and listening to the Pride Against Prejudice podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the show and look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks' time for our next episode. In the meantime...
Those fraggers forgot about me.
How do you keep getting in here? Bugger off!
I have a key. Stop hitting me.
Get out! He does raise a good point though. Out! Have you ever forgotten a runner while you're on a job? Let us know on our Discord. Intro is More Human Than Human by Karl Casey, and the background music is also by Karl Casey. Outro music is Neon Thrills by Luck Hash, and all sound effects are credited in the show notes. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to the Pride Against Prejudice podcast to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any other proprietary material for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with the Pride Against Prejudice podcast in any official capacity whatsoever. All other works mentioned in this podcast remain the property of their respective owners. The Pride Against Prejudice podcast is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license. So if you want to use any part of the show, please give us the credit. See you next time, chummers.